Many of you will know that Darnet is a very special place to me. I've visited and camped here on this island in the River Medway on numerous occasions beneath this extraordinary 19th century fort that stood here for well over 150 years. But today, Darnet is entering a new chapter. It has a new owner, Mick Jennings, and today I'm meeting Mick to find out why he bought it, what it's like to own a Victorian island fort, and what plans he has for its future. Hello, my name is Nicola White. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we meet Darnet's new owner and find out what he has planned for the island, we're going to do some exploring, a little mudlarking, and enjoy what promises to be a beautiful day on Darnet. So, come along with us and let's see what we're going to discover today. It's always a delight to come back to the forts here in the Medway. And here we are at Darnet Fort. It's a shame that people who do come here to camp just seem to think it's okay to leave their rubbish. But anyway, I've spotted something curious here on the ground, probably left by the last people who were here. Interesting, isn't it? I never get fed up with coming here. These walls just exude history and secrets. I'd love to time travel back and see what it was like when this place was inhabited by soldiers. Who would have also been downstairs, but as you can see, it's completely flooded here. The ground is so marshy. Can you hear those pigeons? The tide is on the way out now. Let's see what treasures we can uncover. And the first thing I've spotted is, of course, can you see it down there, right in the middle of the screen? Quite a hefty pipe bowl. Looks like an egg. Well, that's a big one, isn't it? Really worn smooth by years and years in the river. So there's a nice piece of Roman pottery here. A nice rim of a vase or something similar, covered in barnacles. Funny to think that the Romans were here centuries ago. Oh, there's a bit of Samian here. It's like fine dining ware. It's got that shiny orange finish. Yeah, there's quite a splattering of Roman here. That'll be Roman. So's that. Oh look, a real Roman trail down here. Absolutely loads, and I think we might find some Samian if we're lucky. The good thing about Samian is that sometimes it has sort of raised designs from a mould. Now that's Samian ware. Inhabited by two Winkles, their own little Roman villa. You can recognise the Samian by this shiny finish. Look at that. I'm going to take it just so I can take photos, but I'm actually going to leave it here. See if we can find any more. See if you can spot any more Samian. Now there's a piece over there. See, all of this, all of these fragments, most of them are Roman. Let's have a look at this bit. Yeah, another bit here, look. It's like the edge of a plate or something. I wonder if there might be one piece with something on it. Now that's orange, but it's not Samian. And neither is that. There's a few bits here. A few chunks. Again, nothing on that bit. Nothing on that bit. I'm sure there must be something here somewhere with a design. I'll just have to keep looking. I've just spotted a really large piece of Roman pottery just here, look. Look at this big chunk. Massive. From a huge urn or something. Look at that. The people are all gone, but evidence of their lives is here, scattered in front of us. Hello everyone. Before we get back to mudlarking, I'd like to say a big thank you to Halara for sponsoring this video. Halara have sent me a lovely selection of clothes to try, and I'm really excited to share them with you. Now, even though Halara are sponsoring this video, all opinions that I share are honest and are my own. Halara's philosophy is that clothes should move with you rather than restrict you, combining the comfort and practicality of activewear with modern day everyday style. I tried these shorts on both the treadmill and the bike, and they felt soft, stretchy and very easy to move in. I also really like the deep pockets, which are large enough to hold a phone securely. This skirt is another clever design. It looks like a short skirt, but it has fitted shorts underneath so you can walk, run and move around without feeling restricted or exposed. I particularly love Halara because the clothes are so comfortable and practical and also stylish. I can wear them down by the river when I go for a walk, in the forest, in the garden. I can wear them to the gym, but I can also dress them up for a night out or a day out in London. There is actually a huge selection of clothes to choose from on the website, a variety of colours, sizes, there's dresses, skirts, jeans, trousers, all sorts of things. As you've seen, I went mostly for jeans and for black tops because that's just me. And also I am in love with the jeans because they are so comfortable and I love the way they fit. These ones are my current favourites, especially for summer. And so if you haven't tried any of Halara clothes yet, the jeans line might be a good place to start. So I have a couple of codes for you to enjoy 15% off all orders over £89. You can use my code NicolaSummer, and that applies to all items site-wide. And to enjoy 15% off any full-priced items, you can use my code 15Nicola15. I'll put all these details in the description to this video and in the pinned comment. And lastly, before I go, please let me know what outfit you like the best. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Bye-bye. Back to mudlarking. Now that chunk of plate is not a Roman. More likely to be Victorian. Will there be anything on the other side? Da, 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 da. Nope, but it's always worth checking. Sometimes you get a lovely surprise. Look, there's a horn here. part of horn filled with winkles. I can see a bottle here. It's broken, but I wonder if there's anything embossed on it. Ah, on the side it just says limited. It's a limited bottle. Look, just down here, there's the base of a little Roman pot. Perfect for a candle holder. I could put that on the side of my bath. And languish in my bath as if I was a Roman empress. I just found this cone-shaped thing. I wasn't sure if it was pottery, but David says he knows exactly what it is. Tell us, David.
It's a dummy fuse. It was for transporting artillery shells without their fuses, and this would be screwed into the top of the shell to make it inert, and the fuses would be stored separately.
Really? Can you show it to the camera and give it a little
sorry.
twirl? No, that's right. Just put it closer to the camera so we can have a look and turn it around. So there's a thread there on this, isn't there?
Yep. And they would screw into the top of the shell and make it inert so that it couldn't be damaged in transport, because the shells are obviously quite sensitive.
How interesting. Thank you very much.
Sure.
This caught my eye because it's got something on it. Maybe a maker's mark. Temple. What's on the other side? Nothing. Just temple. I spy a spoon, a little spoon. Look. Very delicate little spoon. Oh, look at that. Gosh, that really is delicate. Look what I've seen down here next to this pottery. It's a vulcanite bottle stopper. Oh, it's quite a nice one as well. Barrett and somebody. Nice. Now I've just spotted this piece of pottery, really vibrant down here in the mud. Blue and white, but it looks like some tin glazed Delftware. That's why I'm really interested in it, actually. So it's another era altogether. It's not Victorian, not Roman, Delftware. I'm thinking 1700s, 1800s, early 1800s, maybe even earlier, maybe 17th century. I'll need to check, but look at that. Hand painted, definitely. That's so pretty. I wonder what the whole design was like. I'm going to show you this. I just turned over this piece of pottery and I got a lovely surprise. There is on it a little bee or a butterfly or something. Let me have a look. Let's have a closer look. Oh, I'm not sure. Is that a butterfly? See it there? Some kind of flying insect though. And a bird. That's adorable. I love that. It's a bee or a butterfly. Look at this beautiful green. It's samphire. Asparagus of the sea. so luscious, doesn't it? That's not the word I'm looking for. What's the word I'm looking for? Succulent? Something like that anyway. Help me out. I've seen a bottle over here. Just there, look. See if I can get out my shadow. And actually, it's right next to a bit of salt glazed stoneware, which could be 17th century. But look at this, it's a nice little teaspoons bottle. Teaspoons. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Muddy teaspoon bottle in the sunshot with winkle. See Mr. Crab there? Hello, Mr. Crab. I can see you. We've come to another area here which is also full of Roman pottery. Oh gosh, oh, I thought that might be a shoe. It's not, it's a bone. There's a little piece of Samian ware just here. I can tell because it's so vivid orange. And look at that. I told you that our piece with a little design was out here somewhere. Now, I can't quite see what that is. I'm imagining that that is a horse's head, but that could be my imagination filling in the blanks. But in any case, this is a piece of Samian ware, possibly from a bowl, and it does have a design on it. It would have been made in a mould, and it would have been in its entirety on somebody's dinner table in Roman times, probably filled with something delicious like flamingo stew. Does that look like a horse head to you, with a mane, that bit at the top? Or am I imagining it? I should put that safely in my bag. Oh, there's another piece of Samian here, look. This one has very clearly been claimed by a winkle. And there's another piece here as well. Samian Central. And of course it's not only Samian ware, but we've got black burnished ware. I think that's what that is. Lots of black pottery. See it scattered around here. And other colours as well. Now I have seen down here quite a substantial piece of Roman pot. Look, just here, look. Wow, Winkle City. Look at that. Isn't that a sight to behold? Beautiful piece of Roman pottery there. But you know what? I'm not going to make those winkles homeless. Let's pop it back there, where it belongs. Old bones. Oop, what's that? Is that a bone? Oh gosh, look, this is the lower part of a horse skull. And honestly, I'll hazard a guess that that could be Roman too. There must have been quite a lot of kilns out here back in Roman times. And this bit has caught my eye because it's got a lovely texture to it. And lots of little inclusions as well. I think I spot another base here. Another little candle holder for my bath, which of course is going to have to be ass's milk. Perfect. Now there's a big orange piece here, but I don't think that this is Samian, but let's just check anyway. No, it's not. Very nice chunk of Roman pottery though. That's Samian there, that tiny little triangular piece. Just here, because I can tell. Oh, I can feel water coming in my boot. Ugh, yuck. And what about this bit? Oh, that's a dead crab. Yikes. Not Samian at all, but it was just a bit orange. I've actually seen a really lovely piece of pottery here. Now it's black, but look at the crisscross pattern on here. That's worth taking, isn't it? That's beautiful. Right, newsflash. I have just been looking quite closely at this piece of Samian ware, and that is not a horse. I've turned it upside down, or the other way around, and I can see there what looks like the head of a boar, a wild boar. Can you see his eye, his ear, his snout? Or is it a dog? Or is it a lion? It's the head of something though, isn't it? And to me, it resembles a wild boar. I am thrilled with that. Well, I was hoping to find a ring. More particularly, I wanted to find a Roman ring. But here we have something which is not quite as good as a Roman ring, but it is good anyway. It's a pigeon ring. And it's not a Roman pigeon ring. It's a modern one. As you saw, there's lots of pigeons in the fort. And I suppose a few of them are probably racing pigeons, having a little rest. So you can tell a lot from the numbers on here. Usually you can tell what year it's from. So maybe that's 23? Oh, I don't know. I don't recognise this. It doesn't say GB on it anywhere. Wonder research. I do like a good pigeon ring. Rest in peace, poor pigeon. I've just discovered an anchor. Look at this. Yeah, that is a nice anchor, that is. Let's have a look at it. Yes, a nice anchor. I wonder what's at the top. Look at that.
Wow,
That's a beaut, isn't it? That is a classic anchor.
Oh, how can we get that back?
Oh, good luck with that. Good luck, David. I wonder which ship that came from. That is a lovely anchor. Well, I have just stumbled on a beautiful piece of Samian ware here, and it also has part of a design on it. Look at this. That's a lovely chunk. Look what I've seen down here. It is another pipe, but this one is a lot older than the large bowl I picked up earlier. It's a funny colour as well. I don't know whether it might actually have been made like that or whether it's discoloured, but it looks very, well, it looks like it might have been made like that, doesn't it? And, you know, going by the shape of it, that is late 1600s, I believe. There's such a wide range of ages of artefacts here. Roman, Victorian, Georgian, Tudor. All mixed up and meeting together on the foreshore. Quite incredible. Oh look, it's the base of a gin bottle. A square gin bottle. Oh, nice splash of green. Is there anything on this one? Da, da, da. No. I'm wondering if this down here is more Samian ware. Look. See that there? It could be. Or, yes, it definitely is. Look at that. I'll wash it off later so you can see it clean, but yeah, that is a piece of Samian ware. Before we meet Mick Jennings, the new owner of Fort Darnet, let's find out a little bit more about the fort. Fort Darnet was completed and operational by around 1872. Together with its sister fort, Fort Hoo, it formed part of the defences protecting Chatham Naval Dockyard should an enemy vessel manage to enter the River Medway from the Thames estuary. The architecture of Fort Darnet delights me every time I visit. There's something so beautiful about the arches in the old brickwork, while these deep alcoves where guns once stood seem almost like great eyes looking out across the river. The fort was designed to accommodate around 100 men, but there were problems from the very beginning because the ground beneath Darnet is so soft and marshy. Today, the entire lower level is flooded and inaccessible. Its sister fort, Fort Hoo, was built to an almost identical design, but there the lower floor can still be explored. You can see me exploring the lower floor of Hoo here during a previous excursion earlier this year. It gives us a fascinating glimpse of what lies hidden beneath the water here at Darnet. Over the years, both forts have gradually surrendered themselves to nature. Trees and shrubs grow from the old brickwork, while birds, insects and other wildlife now thrive in and around these once military structures. From above, Fort Darnet reveals an entirely different kind of beauty. Its great, circular, symmetrical design looks almost like an enormous flower, or perhaps a giant kaleidoscope set within the green landscape of the island. Despite their formidable appearance, neither Fort Darnet nor Fort Hoo ever fired a shot in anger. Both forts were eventually disarmed and decommissioned shortly before the outbreak of the First World War. I've just seen over there that there is a pigeon with a nest on this floating bit of, well, looks like old sofa. She actually has a little nest there with her babies in it. Well, that's got to be the best nest I've seen recently. I can't quite see the babies there, but I think I saw them a moment ago. Right, are we happy with that? Yeah, I think that's fine to get my hair right. Oh, it's hard getting your hair right when you've been in an island all day. Right, I'm going to get the questions. Right, okay, I'm going to go. Mick, it is such a great pleasure to meet you.
And you? Yeah.
So what made you decide to buy an island with a 19th century fort on it?
Well, me and Lisa went to a 50th birthday party at Spitbank Fort in Portsmouth, and it was just amazing. And we just couldn't believe that there was functions and that in the middle of the sea estuary or the river down at Portsmouth on Solents. And we was just sitting there one night and we see the auction fly up, that there was an auction the next day for a fort. I said, oh, let's get up early and go on and have a look at this. And we got on there, and funny enough, it was lot number 1, which was like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I don't think there was a lot of people on there, I'm not sure. But we said, oh, we bid, and we bid a couple what we wanted to do, up to a figure we wanted to do. And then the hammer went down and we'd won it, and we then just stared at each other. Yeah, went, oh, we've won the fort. What do we do now?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So actually I was going to ask you, were you familiar with Darnet before it came up for sale, or was it a completely new discovery for you?
Familiar with Solents books. I'd been looking them up and had a lot of interest in them, how they'd done it, and No Man's and the other one. And this came up, didn't know much, I'd never even heard of it, no. So this was like, yeah.
Gosh. So what was actually going through yours and Lisa's mind when you realised, oh my goodness, we've actually bought a fort?
What do we do now? What red tape are we going to hit? What's, you know, where are we going to go with this? You know, what's the rules? What's the regs? It's totally different from our world. And saying that, the last 2 months, I've learnt more about marine and boats and forts than I've done anything my whole life. So
than you ever thought you were going to learn?
No. Yeah.
Sorry, got to get the old fort jokes out.
Yeah, I thought about it. Yeah.
So what has surprised you most about owning an island and an historic fort, do you think?
Probably not what you want to hear, but it's the vandalism. People
Yeah.
turning up. I'm watching the YouTube videos, watching people come on board and they're literally leaving their rubbish everywhere.
Yeah.
You got other people, you see them putting the black bags, taking it away, putting it on the boat with them. Just nice people. But others are spraying their names on the walls and all that logos, or breaking bricks down. And it's just, it's horrible to see, really.
Yeah, it's saddening, isn't it?
Saddening, yeah.
We arrived this morning and yeah, you're so right. It's so disrespectful. People leave their rubbish, their cans, their bags, and you think, why can't you just pick it up and take it away and throw it away?
Yeah. And everyone I've met who's been involved with the project so far, people surveying the fort for me, I've got people out there looking at the tides, all nice people who all really care about it. Even like yourself, you know, doing your mudlarking, you're caring about what you do and how you do it, and you look after stuff. But yeah, it's just a shame. That's just human nature, unfortunately. But,
yeah, no, it is. Right, next question. Well, what condition is the fort in, and what work needs to be done most urgently, do you think?
So obviously getting insurance on board, talking to the insurance company. If we look over here next to me here, there's a 20-foot hull uncovered. So straight away we've got some temporary manhole covers, just because when I'm watching the videos, I'm watching someone on their social media and they're all doing this, looking up here, and there's a 20-foot hole there, and I'm like, and they've missed them by not, there's brambles all over them and grass, and how they haven't fell down there. And lucky enough, a lot of them are in 2s or 3s, but if they was on their own, God only knows. So our main thing is getting it safe.
Yeah.
Even the little bridge we've walked over there now, it's been there 20 odd years and it's starting to wobble.
It's looking a bit ropey, isn't it?
It's only a matter of time before that goes. So things like that, just getting the place safe for even us to visit, let alone anyone else to come over.
Yeah.
So the downstairs has been flooded for many a year. Someone, or over the years, have built a dam out there, not a dam, a trench, which is now flooding it constantly. So we've got to try and stop that flooding first of all. Work out, the guys out there working out the tides to see how much it's going to flood the most. There's so much you learn what you've got to do.
Yeah.
It's interesting as well as a challenge.
Yeah. Have you found yourself researching a bit of the history of the forts? Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I mean,
one of the guys out there's done me a 100-page report. That's phase 1 of it, what he's doing. And I was reading it. It started from the Romans. He's gone from there. I've read all the way through it, right up to seeing the pictures of the people, and obviously the people. Is not anyone died in the fort, but people swimming off of here, and people who was working on there, who was on boats and bits and pieces. So there's history, and there's, you know, good and bad about it all on the ways, and all of them things tell a story, don't they?
Absolutely,
And,
yeah, really. There's so many different fragments on this island around this fort that evidence of the people who used to be here. And actually, if you look in the newspaper archives, there's quite a few articles about Darnet and things that have happened next to it during the time when the soldiers were here.
Well, I was looking at a photo today, one of the photos they've sent through, and it was from a Luftwaffe bomber from the Germans, and they recognised these two forts, Hoo and Darnet, as having aircraft guns on here, which they didn't. So they was a target for them, but they didn't actually drop a bomb on it, thank God. But it was on there, it was on their radar.
Gosh, yeah. And they're so spectacular from up above as well. They're so beautiful, aren't they? All right, next question. What is your overall vision for the future of Darnet?
The first thing is to get it back to tidy, get it into some kind of condition that, you know, people can enjoy it, and then obviously try and get, you know, visitors to come on there and just, you know, respect it. And some people who want to see it, and people who want to come on here, who just can get permission to come on here, really, rather than people say, oh, I don't know who owns that. Some people won't come on here because they haven't got permission. If they realise there is a way to get permission, they can come out here for a cup of tea and a sandwich. You know, that'd be great, really, to open it up to everyone, really.
Yeah, no, that's really nice that you want to do that, because it's such a beautiful place that I'm sure so many people would appreciate
Look at
seeing it.
This evening, what an evening to pick, haven't you? The sun's just going down.
Yeah.
You know, the temperature's starting to drop. You've got people out there walking about doing it. It's got a bit of life to it at the moment, isn't it? Yeah.
It really has, yeah. So what kinds of events or activities would you like to hold here?
Your mind runs away with itself, really. So, you know, it started off with ghost hunts and bits and pieces, finding the history, like I was talking earlier about different people on here. I've seen some of the social media videos where people have camped on here and they've heard things. So that was one of the first ideas. But one we've looked at recently is obviously getting a floating restaurant maybe attached to the side of it, and then a kind of tea hut in here, or a little small cafe where people could come over and visit, or if it was a nighttime dinner they wanted here, they could come off the jetty onto the fort after dinner, and there was an opera singer in the middle, you know, just so cool, singing them off before they get the boat back. So, you know, just ideas like that. So, but every week's a different idea. So,
yeah, I can really imagine. Okay, how will you balance opening the island up to people with protecting its history, wildlife and special atmosphere?
I've been talking to a lot of the people that are obviously experts at what they do. Obviously I'm talking to council, I'm talking to National Heritage, getting all the right people involved so we know what we've got to do to protect everything, really. That's what it's all about, because, you know, one bit here causes another problem here, doesn't it? So if everyone's involved on the project, then everyone can have their say, which can cause problems sometimes, because one will say this and one will say that, and then there's got to be a balance of what's right and what's protecting the wildlife and everything else, really.
Yeah, absolutely. How can people follow the project, support it or become involved without arriving here uninvited?
fortdarnet.co.uk.
Okay.
We've set up the website. That's starting to grow some traction. It's never had a website before, it's never had any social media, so that's starting to gain traction. So we're posting as much as we can on there, and everything that something happens here or something does that, even your mudlarking videos, you know, when I've introduced yourself, the amount of people that's called me and said, oh, they're brilliant, you know, now they're following you as well. So
great, thank you.
It's good. So things like that, and I'm sure there's other ones that we can add on as well. People listening to this tonight might say, I've got something that could go on there. And the reports that the guys are doing, you know, I'm paying a lot of money for these reports, but I want to share them. I want everyone to realise the history of it that I didn't even know about, which is great.
Oh, that's brilliant. So fortdarnet.co.uk, did you say?
That's it.
fortdarnet.co.uk. Go and take a look and find out all about this project. And lastly, if we returned to Darnet in 5 years' time, what would you hope we would find?
Nice, clean, tidy, safe place to visit, enjoy, whether it's here for 2-3 hours or it's coming over for a bite to eat, and people going away talking about it and then coming back many a time. So not they repeat visitors as well. which would be lovely. Hopefully not tin hats and guns and there's a war going on, because of the way the world is.
Yeah.
So my vision is it's a nice peaceful place, and the world's a nice peaceful place.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time. And is there anything else you'd like to say to my viewers?
No, thank you. Lovely to meet you tonight, and looking forward to the project and everyone following it. Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks very much, everyone. And keep looking out to see what's going on in Fort Darnet. I'm really excited to see how it's going to develop.
Yeah, so am I. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you very much indeed for watching my video. How's it all going? How's life going for you? What have you been up to since the last time we met up, which was a couple of weeks ago when I put out the video about taking Ellie, Miss Detectorist, mudlarking on the River Thames. Time just flies by, doesn't it? And here we are again, 2 weeks later, with a table full of things. And I know this video has already been quite long, so I won't be spending too long talking about the things that you saw me find on Darnet, but I will just touch on a few of the objects. But firstly, again, just want to say I hope that you're all well and that life is treating you good wherever you're watching from. And if things aren't going very well, I really hope they start getting better soon. So it was great to meet Mick and Lisa, the new owners of Fort Darnet. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens, what is going to happen at Darnet, what's going to happen in this new chapter. And of course, if you've got any ideas or thoughts about that, then please put them down in the comments below, because I'm sure that Mick would be really interested to see what you all think of his plans and ideas so far. It's a huge undertaking. As you can see, the fort is in need of a bit of reparation. It would be nice to get rid of the graffiti, wouldn't it, and to just patch it up a little bit. But again, at the same time, you just don't want to lose that authentic feel of an old Victorian fort too much, along with all the nature that's there as well. So yeah, let's see what happens. Exciting times. So as you saw, there's a real wealth of history to be found around Darnet, and I love going there. Each time I find something that makes my heart sing, and on this occasion it was that little tiny piece of Samian ware which I have here, which at first I thought was the head of a horse. I did have contact lenses in, so I'm not quite sure what I was doing. I was looking at it the wrong way up. It's definitely the head of a boar. But going back to the Roman pottery in general, why is there so much there? Well, I was looking through my books. I've got all these books at home, which I really should read more because there's lots of answers in them. And I was looking at this amazing old dusty book that looks like some kind of old spell book that somebody actually sent me some time ago. And I'm ashamed to say that I can't remember who it is. But if you're watching, thank you very much, because this book is absolutely brilliant. It's marks and monograms on pottery and porcelain, but it also gives quite a lot of information generally about pottery. And it says here, let me just find the bit that I read, lost it now. Here we go. Upon the banks of the Medway, near the village of Upchurch, and I'm not terribly far away from Upchurch when I'm on Darnet, there was, in the time of the occupation of Britain by the Romans, a very extensive pottery. Along the shore for many miles may be observed vast quantities of Roman ware in fragments. In fact, the mud or clay when the tide is out is found to be completely filled with Roman pottery, as you saw. That's exactly what it's like. And I mean, this book was written, well over 100 years ago, so it really hasn't changed very much. The pottery is of a fine and hard texture. Its colour is usually a blue-black, produced by baking it in the smoke of vegetable substances. So that's really interesting, and I'm going to continue reading a bit more about that to explore a little bit more about the pottery that we find on the Medway, all this Roman pottery, because even during that day I picked up so many different fragments. And I want to start by talking about the Samian ware. I call it Samian ware, but when I was consulting a newer book on pottery, written by my good friend Richard Hemery. I've mentioned him several times. He's written a few books on pottery. He's really the go-to expert on pottery that we find on the Thames and the Medway. His book is called Sherd. This is his latest book, and it's just a comprehensive, massive book about every kind of pottery you would ever hope to research. So I went to the page on Samian ware, and it says Terra sigillata, commonly and perhaps misleadingly known as Samian ware, is a type of slip-coated pottery that has a red body and a glossy red slip coating. Terra sigillata means sealed clay or clay bearing images. Despite the misleading name of Samian, the pottery found in the UK was not made on the Greek island of Samos. So he goes on to say, common forms are tableware, drinking vessels, bowls, dishes, cups, plates, platters, along with food preparation vessels. And it was firstly made in Italy, then in Gaul. And I think that is where most of the Samian ware that we find on the Medway is made. I think it's mostly made in Gaul. And after that in Germany. So there's just a little bit about it. And as I mentioned before, it's often used in fine dining ware, and you see these wonderful big bowls just covered in all these gods and flowers and plants and animals. Now this little boar, and I'm so happy it broke in just the right place that we can actually see the head of the boar, would probably have been on a big bowl with a hunting scene. And it occurred to me that actually I've got a few pieces of Samian ware that I found previously with animals on that were also being hunted. I've got this one here, which actually has just been recorded on the Portable Antiquities Scheme database. This one has got a hare on it, really lovely, lovely little hare. And this one here has also got a hare, which way up is it? Yeah, a hare running, and you can just see the front legs and a little bit of the head of a dog, so the dog chasing the hare. And so apparently, why did they make so many hunting scenes? I was looking up that, and I'm told that hunting was considered a noble pursuit for Roman citizens, symbolising bravery, skill and dominance. And also these figures, these running figures of hare and deer and boar and whatever else they chased, also looked really good, just running around a bowl, chasing each other or running away from each other. So this boar here probably has some dogs chasing it, and yeah, I'm imagining that it's come from rather a large bowl. That could have had something rather delicious in it. Roman, I don't know, baked dormice or roast flamingo or roast parrot, something like that. So that is that for the Samian ware. And of course, as you saw, there's lots of other types of Roman pottery too. I've got some sitting here in front of me. I left rather a lot of it. It's been taken over by nature. The Winkles seem to particularly love their Roman pottery villas, and I don't need all this Roman pottery at home, but I like to take some to look at as examples. And so these pieces here, these darker bits, I believe are known as coarse ware, black burnished ware, and they were more usually used for sort of utilitarian dishes like cooking pots, that kind of thing. And some of them are really coarse and thick, and they've got inclusions like little pieces of flint in them. So I suppose they were a lot more hard wearing. There's one bit in particular that I absolutely love, and if I hold it up over there, you can see that a lattice design on it, done all those years ago, and it's just been sitting there in the elements for so long. I can hardly believe that you can still make it out. And actually this bit of pot here has also got like some kind of design there down in that bottom corner. And I picked up this piece, you may remember, and this one's really rather thick. It's also got lots of little inclusions in it, and this one looks almost Iron Age, and I say that because I found a piece very similar to this a few years ago, and it was recorded on the Portable Antiquities Scheme database as being Iron Age pottery. So What a fantastic day finding all this pottery, and it's obviously, quite a humble find in a way, but the fact that it's Roman and the fact that, it's a real connection to everyday people from the past who made it to use for cooking, and it would have been in their kitchens, and yeah, it's just incredible that it's just still there all those years later. It kind of gives me goosebumps when I hold this kind of thing in my hands. And talking of Richard Hemery, who wrote this book, I'm going to meet up with him soon. I'm actually going to give him quite a lot of the Roman pottery that I've got so that he can use it in his studies. But I think that it would be really good to do a couple of videos just about Roman pottery, the ins and outs of Roman pottery, what they were used for and what their actual names are, because I know that sometimes I'm a little bit vague. So yeah, that's on my list, to talk to Richard Hemery about doing some kind of series, pottery series. So that's that. Now, of course, also there was pottery from other times. This really vibrant piece here sort of stuck out like a sore thumb amongst all the dark Roman pottery. And this I believe to be tin glazed earthenware, which was very popular from the mid 17th to the mid 18th century. And I love that blue colour on there, as vibrant today as it was back then. And somebody sat there hand painting that. Isn't that incredible? And then moving forward even more to Victorian times, we've got this piece of transferware here with the rather magical flying insect. I've looked at it through my magnifying glass, and it looks like a cross between a bee and a butterfly. And it also has the head of a little bird. It's quite a magical scene. So that's all I'm going to say about the pottery. I will quickly mention the clay pipes that I found. This one here is really interesting to me because of the colour. It's brown and it doesn't look as if it's been stained because it's so very uniformly brown. So I'm wondering if that was actually made with brown clay. It's possible, I suppose. I've looked at it on my pipe chart, or one of my many pipe charts, and well, I'll put a picture up on the screen, but it fits exactly into the template for a clay pipe that dates back to around about 1680 to 1710. So again, it fascinates me that you get this real jumble of history on that foreshore. And then we've got this very egg-looking shaped clay pipe bowl, which most definitely comes from, I'd say, late Victorian times. There's never a shortage of clay pipes, is there? Never a shortage of clay pipes. Oh, and of course, I've got my two little pot bottoms here. You can see where they've been on the potter's wheel, which I shall use in my bathroom. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention was the pigeon ring. Very interesting. I do have quite a little collection of pigeon rings. Now, some of them I have found still attached to the pigeon leg, but most of them, thankfully, I've just found on their own. But this one is quite unique because it's not from Great Britain. Very exciting. It is a travelling pigeon. And so this pigeon ring, and the number of this ring I will put up on the screen. Very interesting because it's a German racing pigeon ring, ringed in 2012, and apparently the 01697 part of the number is associated with SG Mack racing pigeons from northern Bavaria in Germany. Isn't that amazing? So this pigeon was very adventurous, travelling from northern Bavaria to the River Medway, where his travels ended. Now, if I was going to speculate on how his travels ended, it's probably because there are a lot of birds of prey there that attack the pigeons. In fact, inside the forts, in both forts, there's usually a resident owl, and the owl has a great time pouncing on the pigeons, and you find all the owl pellets there with evidence of the pigeons. Anyway, I won't go into too many details, but how interesting is that? A pigeon that came from northern Bavaria. We got pottery from Gaul and pigeon rings from northern Bavaria. So that's all I actually wanted to say about my finds from today, but please let me know if you've got a favourite find or if you've got anything that you want to add to what I've just said. So I've just got a few other things I wanted to tell you, and that is the first one on Sunday, the 27th of September, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. I'm doing a talk at London Museum Docklands as part of the Totally Thames Festival, Stories from the River Thames, all about people who used to live and work along the River Thames. So if you could make it to that, I'm also going to bring along some of my finds and some clay pipes to give away. So if you can make it to that, it would be absolutely brilliant to see you. I'll put the link up there so that you can book a ticket. So that's that for Sunday the 27th of September. And then the other thing that I wanted to say is that a couple of videos ago, when I made the video about the harmonica that I found, which I then gave to Errol Linton, a blues musician, to play, there was a competition to win one of his latest CDs, and there are 3 winners. So I've actually done that, and I'm going to reveal to you now the 3 winners of the 3 CDs. So this is that. Okay, so number of winners. I need 3 winners. Advanced options. Text search. Hashtag Errol Linton. So let's go. Oh, okay. So we've got I Am Kenza, Bonnie Black, and Sandy Lee. Fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, great. Well, you guys have won Errol's CD, Break the Seal. Excellent. So congratulations to all the winners. If you could get in touch with me, I will get your CD sent to you. And then we have next the winner of the correct prediction of the winner of the World Cup football. And it was, of course, Spain. So very nearly England, but they just didn't make it. Again, next time. So, no, that's not it. Alt 3, yeah. Spain. Let's see who the lucky person is going to be. Yes, look, there's the winner. Niga Lima 124. Hi, Nicola. Thank you for a wonderful channel. My vote for the World Cup of Spain. Would love to win the clay pipe. Have a great week. Indre, brilliant. Congratulations, Indre. So congratulations to you for winning that clay pipe, and please get in touch with me and I will put that in the post to you straight away. So that is it for this week, and I'm really looking forward to being back again very soon with another adventure looking for history in the mud of the River Thames or the River Medway, or maybe even elsewhere. I've got a good video coming up soon about a very interesting hunt that I did near Amsterdam with a friend of mine called Auk. So soon I will be sharing that with you. So that's it for now. I'd like to thank you all very much again for watching this video and for commenting and leaving encouraging comments and feedback. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody too who has donated to my Ko-fi and my super thanks. So take care of yourselves. Don't forget to do something that you really enjoy during this coming week. Look after yourselves, and I'm sending you lots of love from here in London. Take care and see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.